Here we go. Boom. Welcome, everybody. Bienvenidos. Ni hao, bonjour, buna, yo, hola. All of the manifestations of gratitude from wherever you are. Everybody's from everywhere, from Africa, from the Philippines, from India, Portugal, United States, Panama. We have a global community and it's so exciting. I like the fact that we can go anywhere in the world and meet each other and have the same conversation of how amazing we are. Mission is to empower creative leaders to transform global businesses through design. Listen to that. To transform global businesses through design. We're talking about transformational design, like the tools and the empowerment and the confidence that we gain from the system is to go out there and change, not the system, but to change ourselves and others as we do the work that we do. Today, we're going to talk about the CORE Manifesto, but we're going to do our drop-in. I'm going to review the CORE Manifesto, talk a little bit about the future. We're going to do the upload. What the heck is CORE and why is this CORE office hours? I'll talk about that. You know what CORE might be to you would be actually a good thing. I actually have this CORE introduction open here, and I've been told by my handlers that I need to express what CORE actually is. Otherwise, it makes no sense. And I assume that whoever's here or whoever's listening knows, but sometimes you don't. So it's a simple way to help any business understand, prioritize, and focus on a clear vision and a plan to help them achieve their goals. Very wordy. It allows teams to conduct a strategic planning process together, achieving understanding, definition, and agreement in one process versus going back and forth for months. It's basically a business planning tool. And it can be used for almost anything. Last week's episode, it was used for a wedding. So yeah, and the key is aligning the brand, the user, and the goals. So that's business, user experience, and brand. That's that merger, and that creates something completely new when you alchemize those three things together. And that's really the secret. The rest of it, you guys know because it's magic. And you can check it out at coresmagic.com at any time. There's a great video that, again, produced by Todd Mendeloff that helped me articulate what CORE is concisely. Believe it or not, I can actually be concise. Talking about concise, it's our turn now to be concise. The drop-in, everybody here who's here, we're going to go around, name, location, what you do. How has CORE changed your life? Hello, I am Jose Caballer. Jose Caballer. My location is Los Angeles currently. What do I do? I've been described more as maybe somewhere between a muse, a madman, and a prophet, but I'm a graphic designer, turned user experience designer, and facilitator and content creator. That's really who I am. I hate the word content creator, but we'll keep it for now. CORE changed my life in the following way. At some point in having done CORE so many times, it began to create my reality, meaning that we did personal CORE a few years ago. Now we're calling it my CORE. We did in 2018. The minute I did that, I understood that you can create some sort of handles by using CORE, not for a brand or for a company, but for you as an entity and a manifestation of reality in the world. And that got weird, but that got really interesting because you realize that companies are nothing but we are all part of the system. The company is a bunch of people, and that when you're aligned at the fundamental and the essence level of each individual is far more powerful than when you align superficially. I'll leave it at that, and I will choose Jeremiah. And then you choose.
Awesome. Thanks, Jose. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremiah. I am based in Phoenix, Arizona, here in the United States. I offer brand strategy and design to heart-centered entrepreneurs, holistic practitioners, and conscious business owners. CORE, in regards to CORE and how it's impacted my life or even changed it, I think as a young creative, I was only introduced to design as a way to serve people. And as I grew creatively and professionally, I was able to discover CORE, and that has allowed me to serve my clients in a way that has allowed me to offer strategic thinking and creative thinking as a way to support other business owners and things like that. So it's been really beneficial in that way, and really just save a lot of time and effort when it comes to getting in alignment with the work that I'm doing with my clients, and really getting clarity and grounding information to be able to make to be able to take practical steps in whatever project we're getting into. So I'm complete. Let me go with I'll go with Brennan.
Thanks. Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Brennan. I'm based in Los Angeles currently. I run a creative agency called Different World, and we specialize in providing value to vegan, sustainable, eco-friendly brands. I guess if I could condense down what I do for these brands, it's teach some of these businesses how to harvest windfall profit that's really sitting on the table, that most brands, either in an infantry stage or a mature stage, don't allow themselves to mine. I teach businesses how to turn one-shot sales into ongoing perpetual streams of income. I also teach nonprofits and organizations how to have a lot more fun sustaining while gaining competitive advantage over most people in their marketplace or industry. And I came across CORE several years back, like I was saying earlier, what I call the heyday, where Jose and Master Doe were, it was sticky notes and a chalkboard back then. And those are some of the best lessons that I've learned and have been able to attribute to my own business, again, in providing time savings value for my clients. And of course, that boils down to saving them money as well. And the result has just been a phenomenal experience. It's funny because outside of working with brands, I've had married couples ask me to do a core session for them as well, because of the way it just breaks down goals and vision and how to get there. So, it works well in relationships too. Happy to be here and see you all this morning.
Pick someone, Brennan. That was beautiful.
Yes, I'd like to pick, let's go with Patricia.
If she can, if she's busy because she's at work.
No, I'm good. I'm on break for this one. Hi, I'm Patricia Maliksi. I am from Manila, Philippines. I am currently, I work for a social media agency currently, but I'm also a part-time brand strategist. How has CORE changed your life? Immensely. I mean, it led me to Jose, who really, I've learned a lot in the past 2 years, who mentored me. And I am here because I just want to say that seeing how everyone works and how everybody works, and working with Jose, seeing CORE come to life, and just not just in like company level, but also in a personal level, making sure you're working with people who you're aligned with, and just being more intentional and purposeful with everything. I think that's how CORE changed me. Like, I am now more mindful of who I work with, and also the projects I want to choose. So yeah, I think that's how CORE changed. Well, for me. So that's it. I am complete. I would like to choose Hanya.
De Colombia.
Yes.
Germany.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Patricia, for selecting me. Okay, my name is Hania Bridge. I'm biologist. I'm living in Germany, but I'm from Colombia. I'm a senior scientist. I have worked many years at laboratory for companies, and now I decide to be entrepreneur, and I'm working as life science consultant, and I'm helping companies in Latin America as well as startups in Germany to understand the potential of the product, the market trends and also the dynamics with the customers. So looking for this, I joined the CORE community since, I guess, 2 years, I guess, and it had changed my life, or not changed my life, but has improved the way that I'm thinking. And I have applied and adapt CORE for my customers, and also trying to create better strategies based on consumer needs and consumer focus, and also trying to adapt CORE to the new tendencies leading inclusion and diversity as well. I'm located in Berlin, Germany, and no more. That is, I guess I have answered the
Beautiful.
questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pick someone.
I would like to pick Ioana Balkan. Thank you very much.
I just want to say that Hania represents a bridge, no pun intended, between the future. She's in Germany, very engineering focused. She's a biologist, but Latin America, being in Colombia, understanding the inclusion aspect of it, also the diversity and inclusion component of it in Colombia and in Latin America as a whole has been a very interesting kind of thing. So everything that you represent, Hania, very
yes, I believe that Latin America is a very potential region. You have been there, you know that they need a lot of input, but the creativity, the energy, the spirit is there.
Yeah.
And if we link us better with them, so I guess we can create a very nice force. So I'm really linking Latin America with Germany. I'm ambassador for Latin America here, an ambassador from Germany in Latin America, and I'm linking and using my name to connection.
I love it. And there's a huge story there, but let's go to Romania, to Ioana.
Hi. Hi, I was muted. I didn't realize. Hi, I'm Ioana Balkan from Transylvania, Romania, and I'm the face of my strategy and design studio. And we help empathetic people be known as who they are by their desired customers and to regain confidence in their business. How has CORE changed my life? 3 years ago, my business was failing, so I joined Pro Group for the discounted month. I think everyone knows who has had the experience. If you do join, you get like 75% off for the first month. And even before that, I was looking at videos of how to figure out what was failing. And of course, I saw a video with Cristo and with Jose. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I was one of the people that was screenshotting what CORE is. And I would say it's a door opener. And it's exactly what this is true. Like going from design to strategy is indeed a leap and another level. So it opened the door for me to elevate the practice and for me to better serve and understand the actual needs of clients and people that we work with. And then I like how it's a bonding tool. I think I spoke about it in another call. Like it allows me in intentions alignment, specifically in the exercises and in the prioritization, to actually bond with the people I'm going to be working with. If not, it's just we're going to have a friendly conversation, but it's much more than just a tool. That's it. That's my and I'm gonna pick Deus and Mutumbi.
Thanks, Ioana. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
You go first.
Okay. So my name is Deus, and I'm in Lusaka, Zambia. I'm a brand strategist, and essentially what I do is I help brands and communities drive positive interaction between each other. And beyond that, that involves upskilling local talent, creative talent, that is, where we find gaps, but mostly building for communities and brands to be able to live together and have more positive impact, really.
And I am Mutumbi Lungu, a photographer and filmmaker from Lusaka as well. And CORE is yet to change my life. I'm new to the idea, but I'm hoping I can learn from everyone here.
Beautiful. And you came, how did you come to the system?
So I came across the system through old videos of you and Chris, actually. And then I went down a rabbit hole, eventually found some of your articles, which led me to the mailing list, and here we are.
Wow, the funnel works as
yeah. It took a while, but we made it here.
I would say that my funnel, the systems funnel, is kind of like, you know, when you're like, I grew up in the Dominican Republic, and like we used to make stuff like with wood and like sticks, and like you tie this thing over here and you tie this over thing over here, and it's going bump, 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 bump. That's my funnel, but we're improving it. But yeah, I love it. Thank you for being here. There is something that I downloaded recently a while ago that told me that I needed to spend my birthday in Africa, my next birthday in Africa. So I don't know, it was just like, go to Africa. So we'll talk. We should talk more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If
Africa and Latin America. Africa and
sorry. I was gonna say,
go ahead.
If you've never seen the Victoria Falls, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. So it would be great.
Awesome. Thank you. Choose somebody.
Let's go with Cliff.
Thank you. Hello, greetings and salutations, everybody. This is Cliff coming to you from the great state of New York. I'm not in the city right now. I'm upstate visiting family. And I think the way that, oh, I'm sorry. Was there a different Cliff that you're actually picking? I want to make sure I'm the right Cliff. Well, anyways, how CORE changed my life. So CORE changed my life through being able to see wider opportunity for myself outside of my traditional design practice. I'm not going to repeat the story of how I came across Jose because it mirrors what you all have been talking about. But anyways, I was able to, number one, figure out the next stage of my career. Keone Chong was very integral to that as well in his mentorship. Through his mentorship and Jose's mentorship, I was able to figure out that even though I had spent quite a few years in design, that core and brand strategy was the next stage of my career. And it helped develop me professionally and personally. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity and the education that I've gotten from this community. And I think that's maybe actually the number one thing is the community that I was introduced to, because I found so much support and inspiration and strength from the overall community. I'm Cliff and I'm complete.
Thank you, Cliff. Appreciate you. I'll choose somebody for you. Brian Jimenez.
Hey everyone, this is Brian Jimenez. I'm a brand strategist from Ontario, California. It's near Los Angeles. I do brand strategy, and also I do branding related services for startups or existing companies that are looking to take their businesses and their brands to the next level. And that includes leveling up their products, their businesses, their communities, and even their vision if they lack clarity or perspective on that. And how CORE has changed my life. Well, I had a really unique way of running across CORE. Some of you may have heard this, but I actually in my self learning, my self study to try to teach my things because I didn't have a formal education in any way. I actually stumbled across a really high level strategic framework that wasn't CORE, but when I discovered CORE, I realized that it was the same very high level strategic framework that I had learned essentially at the Wharton School of Business. And that got me really excited because I could see how that could be applied to creatives and how it could basically level up the way that creatives help their clients and how it could help them to level up as entrepreneurs. And that's exactly what it did for me. Essentially, the CORE-like framework changed my life because it helped me to level up as, to go from a designer to someone who could now design businesses and to someone who could now create brands that are, where things are tied to the business goals. I could think more like an entrepreneur, like a business owner. I could learn to speak the language of business, and I can then translate the working of the brand into how it applies to the rest of the team, whether it's internally or on external things to help me level up customers. So I've been able to do some work with some well-known clients since then, and completely changed where I was in my life. Essentially living in poverty most of my life, to being able to dig myself out of that hole, but not just myself, right? With the help of people like the CORE community, with the help of Jose as well, with the CORE framework, to be able to be in a better place and to help others to get there as well. So I am complete.
Beautiful. Thank you. Much appreciated. So we have Javier Torres, John. Let's pick, well, actually, no, you can pick someone.
Okay, I pick, let me see. Has John gone? John Crumpton?
Nope.
Okay, I'll pick John.
Thanks, Brian. Hi, everyone. I'm John Crumpton from London. So I'm one half of Double Sided, the technical director with a design background. And I work with my wife, Tamara, who's the creative director. So Double Sided specializes in digital experiences for health tech brands. We help digital health innovators differentiate their digital product, increase brand awareness and build trust. And I've been working, creating kind of websites for about 25 years now. And CORE has helped us really move from the order taker to the consultant. And I'm very grateful. I'm complete.
Beautiful. Pick someone. I think you only have a few people. I know Jeremiah went first. We have Alejandro Calderon. We have Marlene and Javier Torres.
Alejandro.
Hello guys. Greetings from Guadalajara, Mexico. I have relocated here from Costa Rica.
Oh, well, yes. What happened, dude? What are you doing in Mexico?
So I think that one of the things is that in 2021 I visited Mexico for 3 months, and I wanted to explore, how was this thing of traveling while you work. And what I discovered is that here, for me, it was so easy to make like meaningful connections with people. Of course, the country is much bigger than Costa Rica, and so that makes sense. And so last year, I spent the whole year kind of tuning my financial situation and getting working with an agency in Florida. And now that my economic situation was kind of more stable, I said, you know what am I doing in Costa Rica? Like, it's a nice place to visit, but then I think that Mexico has proven to be like a better place to make like meaningful connections. And I have been kind of following my energy and seeing like who can I connect with and so on and so forth. And that has been life-changing. I mean, I cannot describe how much getting to connect with people here with the same energy, with the same positive vibe. I mean, that has been like transformational. And that's one of the reasons why I keep coming here to these meetings, just to be, influenced by you, Jose, because you have such a great energy. And I just, it's just like my inspiration session that I need. And so I think that is one of the ways that CORE has impacted me. It's just a way not only of, challenging what's possible through meaningful design, but also what's possible through, connection. And that word that I just learned from you, which is co-creation, to me has been really, really impactful. And now that I'm working in that marketing agency from Florida, it's been great because I have had to co-create there with the team, with the clients. And here I'm working with a Bank of Mexico, creating a new brand. And of course I'm using CORE and in my versions of it and so on and so forth. And of course now with AI, I have been, using the sessions and everything just to just help me, get there easier. So yeah, CORE and this community and you especially, Jose, has been like a tremendous impact.
Beautiful. Pick someone, Alejandro. I love your story. I love you being here. I love you. Thank you. You inspire me. So it's all like, it's a panopticon. All the inmates are watching each other. All right.
Thank you, Jose. Javier.
I apologize. I'm actually at a coffee shop right now, but I still wanted to be able to join in. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you perfectly. You're coming through loud and clear.
Awesome, man. Well, I'd like to say first, thank you for even presenting CORE to the world. I'd like to be thankful for it, but I also am a little bit, I want to confess something that has kind of ruined my life in some aspects, that once you think CORE, it's hard to look at anything the same. It's definitely to help change my framework of the way I approach most things. I had seen a video about a decade ago, and that little seed has just kept with me whenever I'm approaching a project. There's those questions that are always were permeating in the back, thinking like, oh wait, but why are we doing this? And even like someone had mentioned earlier, taking the screenshots, trying to be able to just learn in any aspect that I could. Now coming to a better financial place to be able to actually invest in myself, make the leap, join the community, and I've loved it just to be able to see a little bit behind the veil. Actually, live in San Diego. And I was working with some local churches and nonprofits for over a decade. I've recently transitioned into building my own brand. I have a collection of vintage Jesus tees, and I reference some of those tees, building my own brand. So I've been using CORE to be able to analyze myself, my customers, and being able to translate that to be able to provide a service and a different offering to the world. And with that, in addition, because I have a brand, other businesses and business professionals have been approaching me. Hey, I love the way that you think. I love the way that you approach things. You're not like a normal designer, a normal thinker. People are coming to me for strategy and thought. And I like to thank Jose and the CORE to be able to translate thoughts, strategies, purpose into product and changing the world in a different aspect. So thank you.
Preach, brother. Best business ever is Jesus Tees, to be blunt. That is the best business you can ever start. I think we have Cliff and who else? That's it.
We'll go Cliff.
Thanks, Javier. Thanks, Jose. Hey, everyone. This is Cliff Singantico. I'm the creative director at Farmers Insurance, out in a national insurance company in the U.S. I lead a team of designers out within our in-house agency. I manage the brand as well as oversee some of our house of brands. I came across CORE before it was CORE, followed Jose Caballer in his training, as well as Mary Gribben back at the group. And back then it was designed for interactive experiences. Jose, of course, really shedding his wisdom and love for our community, had began developed the CORE. The CORE has since definitely changed the way I approach the development of my team and also the brands that we serve. So recently we had done a rebranding of one of our house of brands called Bristol West. It's another insurance company within Farmers. Ran CORE and really focusing on user needs as well as business outcomes. As a result, we've seen, tremendous growth in the company as well as a better user experience for the customers as well. So with that, also sharing just, as I come across with different friends and family, I might not even focus on creative strategy, but just helping a small business understand what their differentiating factor is in the marketplace. Creating a positioning statement is so great to see that for small business owners. So I think this is just the start of a huge movement. And thanks, Jose, for really, for you and Chris really pushing this out over the past decade.
Yeah, no, thank you for being here. I mean, just listening to you and understanding the impact, I'll tell you, and this is something that I've said every single session that we do, that I kind of jump in. My brain already is in the default of like, negative self-talk. And then when I jump in to our sessions and listen to the community, and I think Alejandro said it, that coming here every Friday, Thursday, whichever day it is, resets me. And not just because you're listening to your stories and praise or whatever it is because the reality is that for me, the default is I'm not good enough. I fucked up. I've done this. I'm not. And you would think like, why would you have that as a brain? And I read a book recently by Bell Hooks, who is a post-feminist, Black woman who passed recently, but writes about patriarchal like programming, and that is actually the programming that we've had for many years. If you're Afro-Caribbean, we had this conversation for a long time here in this community. For the first time, the fact that we could have this conversation, and it's been shed so much light on my own understanding of who I am and the practices that I've developed or have worked to develop in order to do that. But all that said, it's just simply to express gratitude and to go into the sharing moment. We are almost an hour in. We usually go an hour and a half. So what we're going to do is land the plane really smoothly and quickly. And I'm going to merge, and this is a core idea. This is facilitating your inside my facilitation gift and ability. And I call it ghost walking, when you can stand firm and still think inside like this, like people are like, oh, what are people thinking about me, et cetera, et cetera. But if you let go and you're like a pirate, like here's the way that I rather like abandon hope, all ye who enter here. So when you enter the room, it's zero state. In Zen Buddhism, it's like zero, right? You're at zero state. And with that, with no judgment and no fear, you can just basically say, hey, Mr. Client over there and Mrs. Client over there, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Who's on first? Who's on second? And that gift that I've always had, which was created out of necessity, because I couldn't freaking write a brief or like listen to a client or do the traditional way, but I could put everybody in the room, me facilitating and writing it with someone else on the whiteboard or now in digital form, allowed me to synthesize and to capture what I needed to do the right thing when it came to the design. So CORE in itself is a huge adaptation of my own neurodiversity, but we're all very neurodiverse. And if you look at the people that joined the system versus the future, we're all very similar. We're all crazy pirates from the diaspora. We're all people of color. We're all people who have adapted in one way or the other. So I'm like, is that like coincidence? Or is that just like, okay, there is no coincidence. So here we are. I'm going to read the CORE Manifesto. Actually, no, I'm not going to read it. I'm going to choose someone to read a line and what it means to them. And I'll start with Cliff, who you just went to read the introduction and the first principle of the CORE Manifesto. And I will lower the music a little bit, even though I'm feeling the vibes of Latin America.
All right. CORE Manifesto 3.0, we believe that in the 21st century, bridging the gap between business needs, strategy, and design requires a whole new way to design. We're experimenting with new ways of working and teaching them to others. Through this process, we come to value. First one, the designer as a strategic leader versus designer as order taker. And that definitely hits home as well, because as we think about us as co-creators and as designers, the real impact will be as we become those strategists that will help outcomes for our clients and business partners.
you yourself have control over the outcomes versus good luck. I love that. Thank you. Pick someone else to read the second one and what it means to them.
All right, let's go with Alejandro.
Okay, working in close collaboration with our clients versus the designer. I've seen this. So for instance, for the agency that I'm working right now, I see a lot, and I'm not, trying to talk bad about them, but they just have clients that they are just, order givers. It's like, push this pixel this amount and do this and put it this color. And it's just like very tactical and not that very strategic. And sometimes I have said, hey, can we go back to the client and see what is the problem that we are trying to solve here? Because the thing is that they don't have all the elements. They're not the experts to understand what is the best solution. And I'm here at the other end, just pushing pixels. And this is not in the best interest of the client, because at the end of the day, this can work or this can't. And so I have been pushing this in this agency that I'm now working on, other than my own business, of course. And I think that the motivation has been, we need, in the best interest of our clients, we need to position ourselves as the experts that need to learn about their problems so that they can get to the solution quicker. So that's what represents for me.
Beautiful. Pick someone for the third.
Patricia.
You're on mute.
Or Iwana. I don't know. Patricia's not ready.
She might be busy. Iwana, you're also on mute. Unmute yourself.
I was really thinking about that one, because we are in a situation where we had to reinforce the idea that our process is iterative, and we work based on feedback. Like we get feedback, we make it better, so until it reaches the goal. And also, like, I don't know how everyone feels, but when I learned about mood boards, culturescapes, stylescapes, like, I have done projects where only that was needed, and me coming in as a position as a creative director and just setting the tone, voice, aesthetics mapped out to the brand values and purpose and mission and value proposition, and that was it. I could go and not execute again, not be just like executed on design, which was amazing in scaffolding. And also, like, within the strategy of CORE, it's the same thing. Like, we prioritize, we get to a point in the project with agile type of solutions, and then we stop in case something happens, and we can recalibrate again. So it's again like we can keep building and make it better and better and better.
Can you read it, Iwana? Can you read it first? You went right into the explanation.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Read number 3, and then what it means to you.
I have trouble pronouncing that word.
Iteratively.
Yeah, iterative. Scaffolding to a solution versus
hold on. I'm not going to read it for you. You need to read it, or read it in your own accent. Three, 2, 1.
Iteratively. No.
Hold on. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Iteratively scaffolding to a solution versus grand creative unveiling. Yeah, I went right into the.
What does that mean to you?
It means I always have an option to make things better and have more of an impact to the outcome of the process.
Beautiful. Pick someone to read number 5.
Javier.
Number 5, listening and considering all teams' ideas versus arguments or dogma. For me, it's about the collaborative process of having a common goal and having a guiding light instead of everyone's internal struggles, ideas, past. We have one guiding principle that is a guideline to all. And it's cool hearing those ideas coming with that together, not just with your own ideations, but using each other's past experiences in a positive light and getting the best ideas and throwing out the rest. So that's the way that I interpret it.
Yeah, that's a really important principle, allowing for ideas no matter who they come from, and it's an inclusive principle that is rare, but it's part of the core manifesto. Thank you, appreciate that. Choose someone to read the last one, 6.
We'll do Mr. Jeremiah.
Awesome, thanks, Javier. So number 6 is prioritizing ideas together and validating versus unprioritized brainstorming. So really what this means to me is working from a place that is more intentional. So really working from a place that's more intentional, but then using that as an opportunity to see how that's impacting whatever it is that you're doing, versus just kind of coming up with ideas for the sake of coming up with ideas.
The intentionality is an interesting thing, meaning this, that whose agenda is it that we are driving forward, and what is the reason for the agenda? In the 21st century, when it comes down to it, or the 20th century, and as business evolved, profit and shareholder value, which you hear a lot, ROI, which you hear a lot, return on investment, is really what drives it. I call it to some degree spreadsheet capitalism, and by that I mean more is better. And keep in mind, I'm not a socialist, I am a capitalist, but I am a conscious capitalist. And the thing that goes into this next iteration of the system manifesto, or an overarching way of looking at it, I'm trying to figure out an exercise of how to do this in an effective way. And I'm going to borrow from a workshop that I did in Panama, and I'm going to do desires and fears, which is how I started this, because everything else is at the other side of your fears, right? And I've recognized and acknowledged that a lot of what I've been trying to create, and a lot of what has driven me in the last 5 years, after what my experience was in the first phase of starting the school, which is now the future, has been what has been stopping me from the next level has been fear, right? But my desire has always been the intent has always been pure in being able to empower people like myself. So let's do a collective exercise real quick. I'm going to show you what my inception, or the seed of the next stage of the system is for us all collectively. And for me, if the intention of the core manifesto was to empower us to better handle our customers, our clients, our projects as creatives, I want to expand it now to Hania, to scientists, to entrepreneurs, to small businesses in Latin America, in the world. And for the next level is for us as creatives in Africa, in Romania, and wherever we might be, to become founders of a new world. And what does that mean? That might sound very kumbaya, my lord, but by founders of a new world is that you are a new generation, that you have the skills and the ability to form, and if not only to form your own new businesses, to influence the formation of new businesses, and to bring in principles and values that you believe in, whether it be sustainability, whether it be, the niche of vegan, brands. That's something that is powerful in the manifestation of what we're doing today. And like I said, I saw this in Panama, and I'm like, holy shit. Everyone is whether it's a paddleboarding brand with lights at the bottom from Diego in Mexico City, who now is in Baja California, and his wife, who's a meditation and a mindfulness coach and teacher. Those are the type of businesses. The logo for the paddleboard company has a window at the bottom that looks like a church window, and this light. And the name of the company is like Light Something. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, because it's a metaphor and a double entendre for, being light, right? So there is an opportunity to build a layer. And if, again, I'm going to reveal this secret here the same way that, Javier revealed his secret, is that the reason why the use case for CORE itself, even though some people have criticized it because it isn't corporate, is a kombucha brand. And a young woman coming from her story of Latin America, Catherine, and wanting to create this, and me saying, hey, every component of the brand, what it is, needs to be transformational. The impact that had on Pape in Panama was, he's like, oh shit, I can build my own brand that has transformation as a component in it. And he did. It's called Psychotropic. And if you look at the t-shirts, if you look at all the things, it's all the key messages, it's all the mechanics of it. If you hear, and there's footage that I never released of CORE 3.0 in CORE, in that recording, where I was explicitly saying that, which is, don't build a kombucha drink company, build a brand that changes the lives of people. Big difference between those two things. Most brands that are transformational, let's say Nike, just do it. It's motivating you, it's pushing you, it's athletic wear. It's like you're not buying shoes, you're buying like performance of being better in your body, etc. Few brands you will find that are not in some way either transformational, aspirational, or etc. Now, that said, I do believe, and I have not written this out, even though I want to, but I want you guys to hear it first, is that we are at the end of brands. Abandon hope, all you who enter here. I am going to get a sandwich board and stand outside Starbucks in downtown LA with a thing that says, the end is near. Brands are no longer, the future. Community and transformation, really looking at what's important. If you look at the cacophony that's happening within the system of how ideas are funded and who pays for it, advertising drives sales of content creators target based on demographic so therefore then you get the bifurcation of Fox News and MSN and CNN. Those are all driven by the business model. And let's not be clear, those people do not believe in what they say. They simply believe in the spreadsheet that drives revenue up, and they say what needs to be said. Right? I'm not going to get political and go down that rabbit hole, but the only way for us to transform the future is not by changing it at the superficial level, by enacting the idea of brand strategy the way we know it, but it's by going opposite direction inward and using the tools that CORE has in order to create that. So I'll model this very quickly, just in the content. One thing you desire. I say designers as founders, small businesses that thrive. Yell them out, CORE style, or put them in the chat. What are the desires?
I would say work in meaningful things.
Beautiful. One more. Give me like 3 more. Fast. We're running out of time.
To have fun.
Community engagement.
Community engagement.
Raising people from poverty.
Beautiful.
Impact in general.
Impact. Raising people from poverty.
Scalability.
I'm going to call this thriving, abundance, scalability. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Ooh, yeah. Scalability. All right. I'm misspelling it, but it's okay. Inclusion. That's a beautiful one. All right. Let's talk about fears. What is it that we're afraid of in some of these? I'm going to start with mine. I am not enough.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah. But what is
Underestimated.
fear of being found out?
Yeah.
As what? What are they going to find out? What have they found out of who I am? You know, I've been living all my fears out loud.
Maybe that we were not the best at what we do.
That we're not the best.
And we don't have to, by the way.
Right. That we're Mexican.
There were women.
There were women.
That is replicatable without you.
Queer.
Fear of exploitation.
What we believe in. What was that last one?
Fear of exploitation.
Ooh, fear of being exploited.
Ooh.
I really am feared about the war, you know, that something external happens and we stop because we cannot move forward, really.
The world is ending, holy shit.
Okay.
How would you formulate when people underestimate you severely? They don't even give you a chance, like look at you and actually see who you are.
Assumption.
Yeah.
I also fear the TikTok generation.
Oh my God, why?
Why?
I fear
TikTok generation, why?
I fear big corporations. They're nasty.
Well, okay.
No, they are lovely. I don't fear.
Okay. Hey, this is not judgment of the fears. It's a safe space. You can say it. That I'm crazy. Yeah, I definitely fear that I'm crazy. Okay, let's stop there.
Conflicting systems.
Huh?
Conflicting systems.
Ooh, yeah, conflicting systems.
Okay, this is the word, conflicting systems.
Yeah. Okay. So, not systems with an S. We're going to land this here at 13 minutes left in our time, or 18 minutes left. So what I did at the workshop in Panama after this is that then we did our core, and then we did our users, then we did, and we could do this here now in some way or the other. But what I want to do is to basically brainstorm if the objective is to be, what are the principles that we need to create similar to the CORE Manifesto to counter, and I'm going to just add a column on the fly. This is called designing the facilitation right now. It's okay to be imperfect. What I learned from Latin America is that I love going through the mercado y caminando por ahí, que aquí está esto acá, and everything is like, there's this sense of like, and you can see it in Africa, you can see it in Latin America, you see it here when I go to downtown LA and I go to this Grand Central Market or Santee Street. There's an ebullience and a flow. It's seen in Europe also, in Italy and France, where it's seen in Kreuzberg or in Berlin, in the east side of Berlin, right? I see it in Romania. There is a place where humanity kind of meets, right? That isn't all polished, that isn't perfect. That's why people love farmers markets. There is a place where we can live as humans without the fear. The fear that the system puts upon us is because it's trying to separate us in order to classify us, in order to give us some sort of purpose. I am this. I'm a male. I am, Buddhist. I am Christian. I am Hindu. I'm Muslim. All the demographic segmentation necessary for what? For sales, for basically the only way to commodify something is if it's classified. So the taxonomy of humanity has been led primarily through extractive values. Now, if we shift that and we say that our fear is, I'm not enough, being found out, not the best, Mexican, woman, queer, believe, what are the values that we can say are the overarching values that are going to drive us into the future, that if I were to write a manifesto together with you, they would be? And we're going to come up with 6, but just yell out. And remember, tit for tat. So what is the counter to Mexican woman queer, right? Is that inclusion? Sure, right? Inclusion and acceptance. I'll start with that one.
Yeah, I'm even related by having an open mind.
Open mind. Throw them out.
Cans. Chance that someone takes a chance on you, or you have opportunity.
Opportunities.
Opportunity.
there's a word called kairos. It means when opportunity meets chance. Kairos with an let me
Let's yeah, we'll find it. Ooh, that's nice. You know, I believe in that a lot, and I don't want to go into it, but you know, the opportunity and like the continuation of opening that opportunity until the person, we work in an opposite environment because of efficiency, time, and money. It's like, no, you hire at the highest level, and don't, and if it doesn't work out, cut right away. You know, hire slow, fire fast, versus acceptance, inclusion, developing the people, having a developmental organization, understanding the neurodiversity, understanding how that person communicates. We don't work within that level of empathy in our system as a whole. The system, without any, we have worked in that. And a lot of people just don't have the fucking patience for it. It's like, no, I want to get to what we need to get to. All right, continue. Brainstorm. I'll get off my high horse.
Open to every human experience.
Like it. Continue, please. Give me more.
Empathy.
Empathy, we got it. Keep on going.
I think a growth mindset.
Growth mindset. The world is ending or is it beginning?
What's the opposite of gentrification? the other side of the coin.
Anarchy.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Decentralization.
Yeah,
Teachability.
decentralization. That's a good one.
Transformability.
Crabs in a barrel mentality.
What is that one?
Crabs in a barrel mentality.
Explain that.
Where people feel that there isn't enough resources or abundance to go around, so they hoard opportunities, generally in communities where opportunities aren't that prevalent. When people do get them, I've found that sometimes they're less likely to share them for fear that they may be knocked from their own position.
You know, that's an interesting thing. I when I was I described that as my Puerto Rican grade school cafeteria experience where people eat like this. It's like, you're not in prison. Nobody's taking your food. Like, why is there this like weird like sense of protection over like your food? It's weird, but that's actually not uncommon in Afro-Caribbean culture.
I will add in values resilience.
Yeah.
It's very important to be constant, to continue, doesn't matter. Go forward.
Yeah, anti-fragility is an interesting one. All right, give me two more and then we're gonna wrap.
Generosity.
Ooh, generosity.
Collaboration.
Collaboration. One more.
Life preserving.
Love.
Purpose.
You fucking hippies. That's a judgmental voice.
Life preserving.
Okay, so imagine now a world.
The understanding.
Sustainability. Okay, we can go on forever. Imagine now a world where we can have 6 of these values. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to put them. I'm going to put this out as a survey on Twitter, or actually, better yet, you know what? Discord, Twitter. I don't know. TikTok.
Kairos without age.
I'll figure it out. I think I'm going to do it on Instagram. And I'm going to go to the upload and to music and no cookies. I'll do it on Instagram. I'm going to put my Instagram on I'm going to post them on Instagram, the options, and then on Instagram, you guys will get to vote for this top 6. The same way we do it here, just like yell it out. I think number 1, like you get to vote for. How do we do a voting on Instagram? I'll figure it out. That's my Instagram. I'm gonna do the upload and turn on the music. I'm not sure if it's on, but. Story poll, you can do it. Thank you, Patricia. Is there music on or no?
No. Yes.
There we go. That's an interesting one. Do a little bit of alpha.
14 persons today. Very good.
Alpha mist. here's my upload. I've been doing this for 10 years. And every Friday when we open the portal, like, you know, it was like a drag to send out the invite. I'm like, no, I'm tired. I've been in Latin America for a month. Some projects are going sideways. Like my energy of not wanting to reveal myself or be in front of you because it's just been so hard. But then I get here and I'm like, fuck. Just in the love and the light of the community, it's a little bit too loud. In the presence of Hania, in the presence of Patricia, of Iwana, in the unconditional love, I'm gonna read from the values, in the kairos, in the empathy, in the growth mindset, in the transformability, in the patience and humility, in the co-creation, in the abundance, in the open mindset, in the love of you. I am, and I'll leave it that way, I am. That what we sustain energetically around us and we allow by acceptance and elevation and saying, you are me, I am you, there is no like, you know, level, like having this sense of like, oh, I'm above or I am below. And being able to navigate the world with that level of grace will ultimately allow us to design a new world. It doesn't fucking matter that you're from Latin America or that you're from the Philippines, that you're from Romania and you have an accent, that you're Javier Torres in LA, you know, that you're Alejandro Calderon from Costa Rica, but in Mexico, or from Venezuela and Costa Rica and in Mexico. It's like, it doesn't matter. That ultimately is how we are and who we are and how we engage and connect with each other that allows us to co-create. So that's my upload. I come here always like, and I leave, woo! So I will pick, I'm just gonna look, one person, I'm gonna pick different world.
All right, for the closing, correct?
It's the upload. This is your inspirational thought, what you got out of it. This is your opportunity to do the New Yorican Poets Cafe synthesis of this session.
Right on. I would say if I had to condense it down, the global impact of structuring and prioritizing our brainstorming, I think through the CORE Manifesto and the pillars that we discussed, at least for me, really fuel what I consider or what I see as the future of working with brands and working with businesses to be less of a working and more of a communicating process. And I think in taking on clients and building relationships with these individuals, using these pillars, we're going to have such enriched relationships that I think that's what's going to really drive the impact. I think people are going to take note of that. As I was saying, it's very easy to see the reaction on someone's face, whether it's a client or even a couple in a relationship. Once you go through that process with them, and the happiness and the joy that they see and that they feel, and seeing the roadmap, I think is what's so special about this. So again, just to reiterate, moving forward, I think the lane is greater impact through more facilitated communications and deeper relationships.
Oof. Pick someone. Let's roll fast.
Let's go to Cliff Cincotico.
Great, thank you. I think this has been an incredible session today, just realizing how many things we have in common just throughout the world and the difference we're making, both from a cultural point of view and how we're approaching not just business, but in life. So I thank all of you just for sharing, just being transparent and open, which can be very seldom in the world that we live in today.
Pick someone.
I will pick Patricia.
My upload would be I haven't been attending, but to be here again, it feels so nice. Like the community, I'm so happy to be part of it. Energetically, like I feel like I'm going through the motions of work and all that, but being here, being refreshed. Thank you all for sharing the space with me, and thank you, Jose, for hosting as always. We appreciate it, really do. Next would be Javier. Have you gone?
Thank you for choosing me. I'd just like to say that my upload for today is being able to discover a community of people who are outliers, who think differently outside of the common archetype of what society wants us to be, and that we are, even with our differences, there's a commonality of the free thought, the free thinkers, the higher thought and purpose behind everything. And I'm grateful for that, just to be around people who aren't thinking at a lower level, quote unquote, but are able to push their mindsets to a higher level to build a future that is different, even with our own objectives. But regardless, there is that higher thought that we are all reaching for. And with that, it's keeping lanes for each individual to have their own lane and not to impose, I think, is a beautiful future that we're able to build together. So I'm thankful for this community, and wish you guys success in your ventures. And thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you. Pick someone.
I am going to pick Mutumbi.
Hi. So anyways, Mutumbi is not here with me, so I'm the other half. Just did it on the link. So I think, first of all, I'm very grateful, like I even said last time, to just be in a place where ideas are shared on an equal playing field, even though we're all from different places. It demonstrates the inclusion that we speak of, even as stuff that's in the CORE Manifesto is run with clients. And I feel like if that genuine generosity and just open-mindedness can prevail in a space like this, it's definitely something that even I feel like I can learn from and then even carry with me. And that's really one thing that I feel helps that fundamental belief in what it is we're doing. And as much as we haven't seen where it might go or where it's going, it's something that comes from a genuine place. So thanks.
Thank you for being here. Can you also share your Instagram?
And I think I'll pick, sorry, my internet cut at some point, so I'm not sure who hasn't spoken yet, but Hania Bridge.
Thank you very much for giving me the word.
Yeah, let me share it just now.
My upload for today, as always, I feel me really energized to be part of the community, to see an international community. I really very welcome Mutumbi and Doistel. It's very nice to see a network of individuals and people dedicated to promote collaboration and research, and creativity in different fields. I guess we can drive where we are located positive change and progress. We are, linking our energy to do it is, and it helps me also to continue with the sense of purpose and impact that I really discovered in all these sessions every time. This is my upload. I would like to give the word to Marlene Hutchins.
Wow. So I think for me, my big takeaway was just listening and getting a sense of where Jose wants to take the system, what the next phase is going to be. That was pretty exciting. Very thrilled to be looking forward to some changes, some movement, and also getting everyone's feedback about how they experience CORE. That was really valuable for me. I will pick Jeremiah.
Thanks, Marlene. So my upload for today is just this concept. It was kind of the concluding thought is becoming founders of a new world. The way that I'm kind of interpreting it, as the work that we all do is also creating founders of this new world we're speaking of, right? So I think as we talk about transformational brands, being creatives and artists, we've always been a part of the countercultural movement. And I think that I know that this gives us an opportunity as creatives to step into the business world and have a bigger impact than we may have been able to have in the past as street artists or whatever we may be. So that's really what I'm taking away is like how impactful we are all in like kind of in ushering in this new world and bringing in and grounding all of these values we wish to see in the world and working with people who may not have that, but helping them get to a point where they can also do that through the work that they're seeking and offering to the world.
I love that. And being explicit and meaning we can hide the agenda. We don't have to like come forward with it, or we don't. We can just be open and like say, hey, I work with, conscious entrepreneurs who want to create world-changing and transforming ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on. Thanks. Thanks to everyone for being here. I'm super grateful for the community. It's great to see every familiar and new faces. And I'm going to go with Alejandro.
Thank you. Well, I am always happy to be here in this community and always be happy to be influenced by Jose. I think you're giving a lot to the community, and sometimes I think it's good for you to also receive. To me, you're a great leader because you are always influencing people to create a better world. And then you're a brave person because you're not afraid of trying new things. And that to me is very inspirational. And I think you're very wise because you follow your intuition and your energy. You're always talking about these things. And I think you're a winner because you keep fighting your battles and you never give up. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel every word. Woo, ChatGPT and AI. Yes, sir. Woo. That's going to be a good one. Let's have a ChatGPT battle. All right, who's left? Cliff went first. Mutumbi and does edit, which I love that it means God. I'm looking at it here on Instagram, God given. My name, Joseph Jose, means God shall increase in Hebrew. And then Abraham, my middle name, means father of many. Let's have, I think, Hania, you're going to be probably our last, but not least.
Jose, I have talked.
Did you already upload?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Upload.
So we're done.
You have not listened me, really?
I heard it. I was distracted. I was texting because I'm supposed to be somewhere.
I say I feel energized. I'm very happy and grateful for being part of the community that inspire collaboration, building resilience, and promoting a shared sense of purpose and impact.
Oh, God.
My words. Yes.
God bless. You just definitely, that was like, let's change it. God bless. So let's move the energy forward. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Thank you for joining us on a Friday, especially if you're joining from somewhere where it's midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, like Africa or Romania or Philippines. We will see you again in 2 weeks. In the meantime, Instagram at Jose Caballer. We're going to do the poll for what the next manifesto is for the system, all created here together in co-creation. I love all of you. Thank you for filling me with so much love and making my weekend be so amazing. You have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you,
Everyone.
Jose.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Jose.
Is that it? We'll talk on Instagram. Good to have you here.